what is the two of yours opinion on the current state of gaming?
Well, my opinion is they're focused too much on the newer stuff and they're neglecting the older stuff that people want.
Could you possibly elaborate on the newer stuff and the older stuff?
So, like Fortnite, you know how they do all the collabs and stuff with the new skins?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like they kind of only focus on that instead of like the older maps and stuff that other people want.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming at. I feel like they do.
And
I feel like they do that stuff a little bit too much. After all,
like every single battle pass, there's a new collaboration. And I want them to have, instead of doing collaborations, having like original ideas like they did in the older stages of the game.
I fully agree. Personally, I feel like Fortnite is starting to like get more. I mean, less and less original as time continues to go on, and just they just keep adding everything to the game. Like this season's battle pass, we had like Optimus Prime, for example. Absolutely ridiculous. They did not even need to add him to the game. Even though, yeah, it's cool, but like they could have added like an original tier 100. That would have been pretty cool, don't you think?
Yeah. And it's not just Fortnite, it's a bunch of
Yeah, it's
other games too.
yeah, it's other games too. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes for newer games, they also don't use the same producers that they used to have developing the games.
Yeah, it just doesn't even make sense. Why create like a sequel or something to a game without the original devs? That just doesn't make sense unless they're like dead or something. Because, well, if
It's
it,
it's kind of like the contract with the company that made Halo and Xbox. They have the people who developed Halo don't work on it anymore. Like Halo
yeah,
Infinite, that was not made by that company.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense, and it's like stupid. Just
True.
bring the old people back.
Yeah, and sometimes when they use new people running it and stuff, it doesn't do as well.
Yeah, exactly. The beginning of the lifespan of Halo Infinite, I feel like people hated it. In my opinion, I
Yeah,
think.
they did. And it's getting a little bit better. The campaign, I love the campaign for that game.
Well, I haven't played it for myself, but I heard it's pretty good, so maybe I'll have to try it one day.
Yeah. Also, it's also what's when games get new studios as well, like Ark. Studio Wildcard isn't going to be running it anymore. They're giving it to the studio called Snell Games for Ark 2.
But that doesn't make sense to even begin with. Why? At least like take some like inspiration from the first game, like have some help from the past devs or something like that. Like, you know what I'm getting at here?
I feel like it's too much story based instead of like the first Ark, because the first Ark it had like a story, but you didn't really have to follow it. You could just mess around. But this one, you're like forced to play as Vin Diesel. Can't even customize your own character. No fun.
Yeah, and like Ark is kind of fucking crazy for the character creation. I've seen some terrible things from there. Terrible
Yeah,
things.
and you can do even more with some mods, but the mods make Ark,
Very
you know,
glitchy.
more of a chaotic experience because
Yeah,
it's
I
already
agree.
chaotic to begin with. Mix it in with some mods with overpowered things that can kill you at the beginning of the game any moment. It's scary.
Yeah, it, I I assume it is pretty scary when you like activate like a ton of mods. Personally, I haven't dipped into the modding scene myself because I don't play the game, except for like one time I played it on Xbox. I heard that it's like pretty expensive, like the Sonic community.
Yeah, all the DLCs cost a lot of money in the game itself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people either pirate it or like use mods to like unlock it.
And there's other companies that are working on games and they're showing way too much cleavage. Like it's desperate at this rate. Like the
Yeah,
game Paladins from I
yeah, I
forgot the
feel
company. I forgot the name of the company, but they made Star Wars Battlefront 2.
ah. but Paladins is that for the same guy? People.
It's from they made Smite and Star Wars Battlefront 2.
All right, so I feel like they are showing a bit too much cleavage, in my opinion. I feel like it's just an attention grabber for like your neurons to go off in the brain. It's kind of stupid. I kind of hate it. Not kind of, completely.
Yeah, like the new one of the new characters in Paladins. It's like a succubus.
I mean, like I don't even have to look at it, but hear me out. See, they already caught me with the bait. It's terrible.
It kind of looks like Widowmaker. It's the same skin tone as Widowmaker, but give the
More cleavage.
yeah more cleavage and make it thick.
I may have to start playing paladins now. Yeah, see,
I
that's
mean,
part of the.
there's no problems with playing Paladins, but if you play it just because of the cleavage, it's pretty desperate, honestly.
Yeah, you're just falling for the bait from the devs and shit. It's kind of sad having to resort to like fucking horny bait. Shit's crazy.
Yeah, when I play games, I can't even use a girl character. I don't use girl characters anymore usually because it's just the cleavage and shit.
You know, personally, the
Oversexualized?
only oh, as you were saying, huh? Hello.
Oh, dang, that the characters are over sexualized when it's supposed to.
I agree. Some characters are very over sexualized and it's very bad. Uh, and personally, I feel like people use that and use the claim they have smaller hitboxes, but that's stupid. They just want to see cleavage, which I completely understand. As a straight
When
white
I
male
think
myself.
about when I think about having less less of a hitbox, if I really wanted that, I would choose a I would choose a skinny flat character, not like Devo
Exactly.
because not Devo because you know she shows too much cleavage as well.
Boobs. All you have to say is one word: boobs.
The boobs,
It's honestly
and
crazy.
I would prefer to run around as a skinny guy character because of the reason behind people calling me a simp for using a girl character for the boobs when I'm not even playing it for that character. I'm playing it for a smaller hitbox.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know, kind of like I kind of feel like it's the same kind of thing with like Fortnite. I'm pretty sure they added a Miles Morales skin earlier.
Yeah,
Uh,
I use Miles Morales because not only because I liked the movies and I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, but because he has a smaller hitbox as well.
yeah, considering your profile picture, I'm assuming he's very slim and flat, as you mentioned.
Yeah, he's pretty skinny built.
So why don't
To
people
see
use
in
that
the movie,
skin? Why do people not use that skin?
use what? And
Miles Morales. Why do
I
people
don't
not use
know.
Miles Morales more? Reason? Boobs or
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, that might be one of the reasons.
Eh, probably not. Come
I
on.
mean, I see everybody using Spider Gwen though.
But
If I've been
boobs.
Fortnite, there's usually people using Chun Li, Ruby, or Spider Gwen.
Yeah, you take one look in Party Royale and all you see is disaster. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
And maybe perhaps I have participated in indecision myself. I refuse to elaborate to any viewers watching.
Also, I feel like they need to start opening up betas, not just for YouTubers, but for like other people as well.
Well, what do you mean by betas? Like betas for
Like
games?
if you pre-order the game, you should get a little beta. Like I know how some games do that, but I feel like more games that you pre-order should give you like a little like trial period. Like what?
Yeah, that's
Like
it's
maybe
kind of what
first
they did with.
maybe like the first few missions of a story game. That's it.
Yeah, I feel well. I'm pretty sure they did that with multiverses. Uh, with the Founders Pack. I'm pretty sure they not accidentally, they completely scammed people apparently, because like you have to pay like $100 for a founder pack, and now it's going down for like at least a year, I think. So, imagine.
I
Anyways,
wish like the beta testing for games was kind of like how they did it for Diablo 4.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like they would let you play, it would cap you off at level 20, and then yeah, you could fight like world bosses and stuff. And then when the servers shut down, then you gotta wait for the game to be back under maintenance so you can play it again.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They do it every couple of months.
Well, at least people who, at least people don't have a drought when the game goes down.
And also, I feel like people are just not putting in as much work as they should into video games anymore. They're focusing on making a game that everybody likes.
Yeah, I feel like people are trying to like centralize their games. I think that's the word. I think they're just like trying to like make it for everyone instead of like that one target audience that like extremely loves the game. For example, like I can't think of anything right now, but can you name some examples?
Um, well, I'm talking about for like more OG stuff or just staying like in the middle of like communities and
I,
stuff
I
like
mean like
LGBTQ and that stuff.
yeah, I mean like talking like everything. Like, have you seen like a community that was like very small get pushed into a centralized like audience? And were you ever in these kind of groups before they were
I feel like
centralized?
Overwatch is one of the games where they do that.
You know what? I completely agree. I used to play it sometimes, and then they fucked it up by adding a two to the end of its name.
I feel like if they didn't add like most of the LGBTQ stuff they added, I feel like a little bit more of the OG players would like the game again.
Well, personally, I don't exactly have opinions on the LGBTQ stuff in game. I find it, you know, cool that they're doing some representation kind of stuff, but I don't want it like oversaturated. Like, hey, this person's suddenly gay now, or like, hey, that person, you know, that person, they were actually trans the whole time. I feel like
Yeah,
people need to stop doing that. It's kind of annoying after all. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm not against LGBTQ and that stuff, but just to immediately just coming out randomly and saying that this character is blah blah blah, that character is blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's kind of
Just
annoying.
like, okay, why didn't you have it like that since you released a character or something?
Exactly. Why not bring it up in the very beginning instead of just saying, psych, and then like that.
I get it that they're doing it not to get canceled and stuff, but I feel like there's some things where you don't have to have LGBTQ.
Well, I do agree, but I feel like it's cool for the representation and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool for the representation, but I feel like they do it like way too. They sometimes they go overboard with it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Cause like I'm pretty sure I used to follow this what's it called? I used to follow this Samolo game series. Then they just like switched everything by making every single character LGBTQ in some way. I think it was so annoying, man. They had like a whole backstory, and then they just like smashed it down with an axe, kind of like the end of the animated Lorax, where the Onceler knocked down the wood to his window thing.
Yeah,
You
and
know, it kind of hurt. I was a big fan of whatever it was. I can't remember right now, but damn.
I'm fine with stuff being entirely LGBTQ focused, like Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. That's fine
Yeah,
because they're kind of in hell. They can kind of do whatever they want,
yeah, exactly.
and it just has that has a funny vibe coming off of it.
I personally agree.
And DBZRo, if you don't mind me asking, do you have any opinions on the games?
Personally, I don't have anything to say about any games specifically, but if I do think of something, I'll probably bring it up by the end here.
Yeah, I was asking DBZ. You got any opinions
Ah,
on the game
shit.
world right
Sorry.
now?
Well, I feel as games right now, the developers are too busy focusing on releasing the game super fast rather than taking their time working on it.
I completely agree. Like
Yeah,
Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk. Uh, damn, that shit was a disaster back then.
and the new Zelda Breath of the Wild, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, they were too focused on getting it out fast, and they messed up the graphics a little bit.
Damn. Personally, I didn't play the game myself because I kind of sold my Switch. But that's a whole nother story that I'll probably reveal on my channel soon.
It's like people went from quality
To
being better
quantity.
to quantity being better.
Exactly.
They want more.
Exactly. They just want more and more and more. And you know, it gets boring after a while, just getting like for an example, I feel like after like maybe a little while, not a little while, but like a long while in the future, like couple years at least, minimum, a small a company is going to like blow up. Not like literally blow up, but like the popularity is going to explode. And then like they're going to be from underrated to like mainstream now. And then they're going to get like this game, then two, then three, then four, then five, then six, etc. It gets annoying.
And I like games that kind of take their time with it because kind of take their time. Like the company that makes Spider-Man, they're always taking their time, and when the game comes out, it's amazing usually.
I completely agree.
Yep.
Even though I occasionally play the games, uh, they're pretty good.
Spider-Man games, they usually have me on the edge of my seat most of the time. It's so much action.
I mean, then again, with the
Right.
adaptive triggers and stuff, it truly immerses you in the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I also like when games give you the difficulty selecting option.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I feel like I feel like with the whole outrage like last year with uh Elden Ring, I think that's the name of the game, not having like an easy mode. I think that was the controversy. People were saying, "Hey, you don't need an easy mode for games." I feel like they should add like a possible easy mode or something to like some games, but I feel like some games are meant to be hard and some games are meant to be played by, well, everyone. As
Yeah.
mentioned before.
Like Red Dead Redemption 2. It doesn't have a difficulty option. It just lets you play.
Exactly.
And I also sometimes glitches when they pop out games too fast. Some can be funny, but Fallout 76, it was just a glitchy game when it first came out, and nobody really liked it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So, would both of you like to say anything before we sign off?
No, not really. I just hope everybody has a good day.
Anything from you, DB0?
Uh, I just want everyone to know that at least someone may find them important to them.
All right, thank you guys for joining me on the podcast. We're signing off now. Goodbye.
Peace.